Last time on Astronautica.
Our heroes fought and defeated the haywire kitchen robot, and then fought and defeated it again. Now they're all feeling pretty hurt. They could use some help, but who can help them? And how are they going to unravel the mystery at the heart of the space station? Well, let's listen in, because that's going on right now on Astronautica.
Oka,
Oh no.
you grab your katana and you throw it up into the ceiling, perfectly piercing the eye of the robot. The light in the eye flickers for a quick second, and as it looks, and then slowly the light fades, and the robot goes limp and falls to the ground with your sword sticking out of it.
Oh shit!
You have slain Kuchisabishi, your helpful kitchen robot. Good job.
Matt,
Yeah, it wasn't very helpful there at the end.
No.
Matt?
Yes.
go fuck yourself.
Thank you. I'm glad you had fun. Speaking of go fuck yourself, I believe a few of you were on fire, weren't you?
Yeah. Okay.
No,
Don't. My hair.
Your hair.
you better not do this. Don't take our hair.
Take the hair.
Take the hair.
All right, I'm gonna roll on the Be Nice dice for this, and we'll see how much hair is lost here.
No.
All right, gang, that is a 19 on the Be Nice dice. Y'all are keeping your hair.
Fuck yes.
Oh my god.
So scared.
Are you?
So good. So we are going to take this moment to level up, because I know everybody has some points that they need to spend. However, this is going to be a Patreon exclusive. So if anyone would like to listen to us get real nerdy and crunchy in the Coriolis system, and as we figure out what we want to use, head over to our Patreon, where for as little as $1, you can hear it. Anyway, back to the regular show. The robot lies sparking and twitching on the floor.
I kick it.
It does not move. It is dead.
All right. I'm just saying. Last time we left it lying on the floor.
We made a mistake.
It is. Yeah, you did. You did make a mistake. The thing I love about it is that Hazel threw a knife at it, and it missed, and then was like, well, and, and carried on. Yeah.
We're looking a hot mess right now, aren't we?
Oh yeah.
Hazel's still unconscious. Is the kitchen? Remind me, everyone. Is the kitchen still on fire, or did we put that out?
No, we were able to put it out. I think I used a fire extinguisher to put it out.
Yeah, but like the kitchen looks like there was a grease fire. Y'all are pretty injured. You've survived explosions and fire. Hazel is currently unconscious, and Dan is, as the calm descends, over the kitchen. Dan pokes his head from around the corner and goes, "Did you do it? Is it actually gone this time?"
We think so.
Well, shit. I always knew that little piece of shit was gonna be the end of me. Dan comes around. He's holding an unconscious Hazel in his arms, like Pieta style. And he goes, one of y'all, maybe you should probably deal with this. I'm not really set up for any of this.
I will come over and I'll try to do a medicine check before I use the last use of the med kit, because the med kit adds like +2 to a medicine check or something, right?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm gonna see if
Remember, if you critically fail, you can make things worse.
Oh shit, that's a thing.
Just reminding you.
That is good to know.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on.
There is also, I would like to remind you, there is a doctor on board the ship.
Totally.
It's not there is a med bay that y'all have not yet.
I'm just trying
visited.
to get her woken up, you know?
Get her woke.
Get her woke.
You know, like you do.
Yeah, down with the man, my friend.
All right, so I will push, but that's one success thus far.
Hazel's probably already there.
I know.
It's one success so far.
Seriously.
Correct, yes. So I'm at least not making it worse. Okay, so it stays at 2 successes, but with a push.
Okay. You are able to stabilize Hazel. Actually, I know, wait. Hazel was stabilized last session.
Dumplin' had stabilized her, I think you had said.
That's right. Yeah. So, I'm gonna roll on the Be Nice dice for this. Okay.
Be nice.
You're able to take a look at Hazel. She's been burned. And there were some cuts as well. She's you're going to need to use a med kit. You realize this. In order to properly stabilize her. What I will do, because you rolled a partial success, I will allow you to add the med kit dice on while keeping this roll. But you can't get her back up to health without spending down the resource.
Got it. Okay. So do you want me to roll an additional?
Roll an additional 2, and you will use up the med kit.
Okay. Since I pushed, would it be an additional 4 or just an additional 2?
I'm gonna say it's an additional 2 because this is post facto.
Cool. Then I got no successes.
No successes. All right. So with so it stays at a partial success. You are able to bandage Hazel. You apply some burn cream. There's some gauze, and slowly, Hazel, you come back to consciousness.
Yay.
You are awake and at 1 hit point. You are in pain. You have been burned and cut. You're all, I think, feeling a little bit rough.
Oh, yeah. I'm at 1 hit point.
You're at 1 hit point. Oka's doing a little bit better.
2. I'm at 2.
2. Yeah, not great. Yeah, Dan puts his hands on his hips and looks around at y'all and goes, "Well, y'all look like shit. I mean, no offense, but this is you do not look particularly you look like you're fixing to croak, all you."
So do you, Dan. So what of it?
I look perfect and you know it. He slicks his hair back.
He sounds like little Gideon from Gravity Falls. I don't know.
Shit. Well, too late. 'Cause he's stuck in this.
I love it.
Yeah. He says, so, this is a lot. Hang on a sec. And he goes around, and you can hear the sound of a pot clanking, and you hear the sound of the oven. And then there's a sort of, and he goes, shit. He comes around, grabs the fire extinguisher, walks around, and you hear it spraying.
Oh, the grease fire.
And then a little while later, he comes out with 3 mugs of hot cocoa, and he hands them to each of you. And he says, y'all seem like you could use a little pick-me-up.
Yeah. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
Sounds about right.
Yeah, he looks at you with your tentacle arm, and he says, I don't mean to be rude, but the fuck is going on over here?
In the moment, it was a really cool idea. At least I thought it was, and it turned out that it was right. It was a really cool idea.
It's deeply upsetting. Like, I love it, but it's terrifying.
You know
Right,
what?
yeah,
I'm not gonna yuck your yum. So you do you.
Yeah. I'm gonna take off the thing and attach my arm.
Okay, roll a force check.
Yeah, I need a force check. Of course, that's what I thought. So, wait a minute. No, yeah, because this went. I imagine it's probably hard to maneuver with that thing attached. So I will do this. Hopefully, I don't pass out.
That'd be good. Preferable, really.
Right? We
All right,
just
so that
got
was
you
nothing.
back up.
I'm gonna roll some darkness.
Just like fucking whack-a-mole. One goes down, one
I
comes
might
up.
pass
Oh
out.
my god.
Okay, that's 1-6.
1-6. All right. You take a point of stress damage.
Okay.
As you pop that sucker in, it hurts like hell. You are still conscious, though.
Great.
Good.
I'm gonna kind of collect the tentacle arms. Do they like retract at all, or?
As you collect them, you get a chance to look at them a little bit better. So there is the sort of steel weave around them, and then a series of cabling and some sort of movement mechanism in the center that allows it to properly articulate. Each head is technically attachable. It's replaceable. You can take an arm and one of the hands and switch them out.
I kind of want to take this whole thing back, but I know it's gonna be really heavy. I wonder, is there any possible way that I can possibly haul this thing back without me? I guess I would need hands, but like...
No, you can. I mean, it's big, but it's not huge. I mean, it's about the size of a person. So it's heavy, but you can definitely get it to your room or wherever you want it to go. Engineering.
Awesome. I definitely thought it was a lot bigger than I imagined.
I mean, it is big, but it's not like huge.
Huge. Okay. Yeah. I was, for some reason, I was thinking like the fucking bots from the Matrix. Those fucking things.
Oh, sure.
I mean,
yeah.
Well, those things are about human-sized, each one.
Yeah,
aren't
they are actually. I don't
Yeah.
know why I always, in my brain, when I think about it, I'm like, those were huge. I'm like, not really.
Yeah. So I'd say it is about that size.
Great.
It's a little bit more. It's got that teardrop shape, but yeah, you can absolutely drag that back to engineering.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and study that and try to integrate it with my arm.
You got it.
Now, real quick, are there any like shape shifting abilities? I don't know. I don't think you mentioned anything like that. I'm just double checking. No, like you said it can retract and extend, right?
It can retract, it can extend, and the ends are switchable for one.
Okay, cool.
All
right,
that's basically it.
All right, cool.
But they basically that's what they do.
Cool.
So, all right. Oka begins gathering up the pieces of the robot. What would everyone else like to do?
Is there some sort of like comms system?
Yes, there is a communication system. Most of them are built into the walls, so you can page individual units. You all do not have specific comms units tuned to this ship's frequency currently, though. So you would have to check in via one of the wall panels.
So this whole... I mean, I think we need to find and speak with Nate.
Yeah, I'm gonna sit up on a table, because there's like an expo table or something that I can just go like hop up on.
Yep.
And I guess start that conversation. Like, do we want to go talk to Nate? Because this still feels like a setup to me.
It does feel all a little too neat.
Like, if I were murdering a bunch of people, which I have not done, but I have broken into a lot of houses, you don't leave evidence that says your name on it
That's true.
as you're going.
This
Like,
is true.
You don't just leave big flags, big find me signs.
Right.
Bad for business.
Yeah, I mean, I guess you got a point. Unless he wants to be caught. Like, you know, like one of them serial killers.
You watch too many mockumentaries, don't you?
I like my shows. Get off my back. Make you hot cocoa.
Oh, no shade. We can watch them with some whiskey sometime.
Well, you know, that sounds good.
All right, so I think that there's at least some clue in the security footage from the night that there was that big argument between Sasha, Salome, and was it Handler?
Yeah, it was Handler. Richie.
Okay. So I feel like we're gonna get some sort of clue from that. Just instinctively, like looking at that footage and seeing exactly what that squabble entailed, you know?
Yeah, I would agree. It's probably a good solid plan.
You say something? I'm gathering these robots. This robot arms.
We're gonna...
You see this? This is so
I
cool.
mean, they seem very versatile. Please don't turn yourself into some sort of squid monstrosity. Just keep one arm is all I'm asking. Just one human arm.
I can't promise that to you guys.
Is Oka currently in the process of a trauma response?
Yes, most definitely. Most definitely. Oh yeah. Wasn't my initial thought, but fuck yeah, it makes sense.
Oka's just like,
'Cause-
wow, this robot's really amazing. I'm gonna gather it up. I'm not gonna think about anything else.
Anything else?
I mean, she almost died in space. Watched someone die in space.
Yep.
Get destroyed by lasers, and then almost got killed by a robot.
Oh my god.
It's a good full day,
She's having
yeah.
a night.
I would like to point out to everyone that the amount of time that has passed since you arrived on this ship is under 24 hours. It is.
Yeah, we haven't
still-
gone to bed yet, have we?
No,
Yeah,
you haven't.
Can we maybe just go to bed and talk about this in the morning? Actually, that sounds like a good plan.
Do we heal when we sleep? We don't, right?
Is there coffee?
Heal. You do not heal when you sleep. Dan says. There's always coffee.
Oh, is there whiskey for the coffee?
Technically no, but you know there is.
Can we get some of both of those things?
Mm-hmm.
Do you want that now?
I definitely want the second one now.
All right, hold on. Dan goes not into the walk-in, but into the bunks And then a moment later comes out with a brown bottle, and he says, "Hold out your cup and say when." And he just starts pouring it in.
Oh yeah, because I have hot cocoa. This is gonna be terrible. I'm gonna chug the rest of my hot cocoa first.
Oh, you chug the hot cocoa?
Yeah, I'm just gonna slam the hot cocoa first, and then I will put out my cup.
Roll for force.
Yeah, that's fine. Oh fuck. This is a bad plan.
You're gonna pass out.
Yeah, I'm gonna push that.
The cocoa's too hot, you fucking pass out again.
That is 0 successes on 8 dice.
Oh my god.
You burn the ever-loving shit out of your mouth. You burn your mouth so bad that you drop your hot cocoa and burn your hand as well.
Oh no! Is the cup made of metal?
The cup is made of metal.
Cool. Pick it up.
Yeah, you pick it up. Dan looks at you like, Jesus, girl, I could have just gotten you a separate one if you wanted, but, you know, you do you,
Well,
I guess. Are you three okay? You're seeming, I mean, I know you just fought a giant, you know, piece of shit robot, but,
So, I feel like that entirely depends on how you mean that question.
I don't really know. I don't particularly know you.
'Cause no, we're fucked and made of chaos. On average.
Good to know. Somehow I had already ascertained that.
What, was it the tentacle arm?
I look back and I say, yeah, it has a fucking blowtorch on it. Look at this.
Okay, I feel. Can we keep her without a blowtorch on the arm? That sounds like a recipe for disaster. I mean,
I'm mumbling to myself some crazy, like, fuck it is. I don't even know how to put this together. I would put this.
I'm gonna have him fill the cup up about halfway with whiskey, if he will.
he does. Yeah, he's like, say when. You just don't say when. He's like, all right, damn girl.
And I'll just start sipping it and walking over. Okay, it's okay. It's okay. We're just gonna take those, and I'll try to, like, I don't know. Could I try to strap them to my back?
Yeah, I mean, you can carry them. I mean, the arms are not particularly heavy.
I just want to carry them without having to have my arms full.
Oh, sure. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
You can sling them over your shoulder, sort of like
yeah.
Yeah.
So that we can try to just sit her down somewhere.
Yeah.
So she can drink her hot cocoa.
Is this Nakiri?
No, this is Oka.
Oh, okay, got it.
We haven't gotten to Nakiri, who's also probably having a crisis over in a different corner. We got a lot of crises.
Yeah, you don't know
did
where
run out into the
Nakiri
hallway.
went
Yeah.
to. Yeah, she went into the hallway. You know where she is now.
Nakiri! I'm just gonna call Nakiri!
Do you go out into the hallway?
Yeah, I'll go stick my head out and, like, look both ways.
All right. Nakiri is nowhere to be seen.
Shit! Do we have communicators with each other? Like, I know
Not
we
with
have
her.
some... Not with her, fuck. Okay.
No, you have communicators for the three of you, and that's it.
Okay. So Nakiri's gone, on a spaceship where there's murder. So that's that.
I'm gonna take my whiskey, and I am just gonna casually walk to security.
Okay.
Without really saying anything. I'm just gonna, like, wave tiredly to the other two and just
Yeah, I'll go
All right.
with.
go.
Okay. You go to security. Kyler, you said you go with.
Mm-hmm.
Oka, where are you going?
I'll go with them. I'll just follow.
Are you taking the robot with you?
Yeah.
All right.
I've got its arms on my back.
I'm gonna take the
So,
body.
All right. I'm gonna have you roll for force.
Okay.
This is like your ability to haul shit.
looks like 1-6, if I'm not mistaken. Hold on, there's some over here. No, that didn't. Okay, so 1-6.
1-6. That's good enough. You are able to take the robot with you, but you can't really lift it. So you're just sort of dragging the corpse of this thing on the ground, walking along, following.
Oh man, that's almost better.
It leaves behind a trail of some sort of hydraulic fluid and grease and oil. Just like a slime trail as you go.
Ooh.
It's almost better. I was imagining her just holding it like a teddy bear.
No, I mean, it's the size of a human.
But it's just the torso, right?
It's big. And it's made of metal. You also, you haven't pulled your sword out of it yet, so you're just dragging it with the sword still stuck in it.
Some message to all the other robots. Look at the corpse of your kind parading through the halls.
Let this be a warning to you all.
Oh no.
You arrive at security. The doors slide open to reveal Josie, just headphones on, screamo blasting, nose deep in a magazine. She hasn't noticed a goddamn thing.
Amazing.
As you enter and you're looking at all the screens, you can see the kitchen where Dan is sort of looking around, his hands on his hips, and just looking at the devastation. And he starts to clean up, and then he just sort of waves his hand and just goes to bed. He just leaves. He's just like, you can tell he's like fucking done with today. You also see Nakiri wandering the halls.
Okay.
I can go get her or someone should go get her, but we also need to, and Kyler, like, his eyes roll back in his head as he sort of recalls information from Ian's notes. There was an argument in the kitchen and cafeteria area between Sasha, Salome, and Richard Handler. It was about a half a year ago, specifically 1 month before the first death. That might be useful. And the night that Salome died, Dan said that he overheard a little bit of conversation or talking between Salome and Atherton. Salome seemed heated, according to Dumplin.
So, you see if you can tell this chick over here, point at Josie, right? That we need to look at the kitchen tapes because we just got fucking attacked by a robot. Thanks for her for noticing. And then I'm gonna go with the little one.
Okay.
I'll go take care of that.
Hazel, you notice something. The hallway she's in?
No.
It's the airlock hallway.
Oh, fuck.
Okay, we need to go. Go.
I'm gonna sprint. You guys stay here and find that info. No, I'm gonna go.
All right. Hazel, you sprint down the corridors.
I still have my whiskey.
Whiskey in
We're making
hand.
that.
Roll an agility check for me, please.
Oh, yeah. That goes there. Come on, dice. Get out of the dice tray. You're in the way. That is 2 successes.
All right. 2 successes.
Hell yeah.
You slosh. I will say this. You can either run fast and slosh whiskey and lose some, or you can move a little bit more carefully and not slosh whiskey.
Oh, no, I'll slosh whiskey.
All right.
I don't care.
You sprint to You were just there, so you're fairly familiar with the route, because you had gone from there to security to the kitchen. So this was all it's easy to get back. You lose about 2/3 of your whiskey in the process. You round the corner into the hallway, and standing there is Nakiri. She's fine.
Okay. Hey, girl. Hey, girl, hey.
She looks up at you and says, "Hey, are you okay? For starters?"
I'm alive. So that's the big one. How you holding up?
She starts crying.
Yeah, I'm gonna shoot that whiskey.
Oka notices from a distance and says, "Hey, look, the robot."
Oh, did you come with me?
Oka's in security.
Mm-hmm.
Oka just starts yelling, "Hey, look, a robot."
What? Where? Huh?
Kyler's dealing.
I'm looking at the ceiling panels.
Oka's still dealing with the trauma of nearly dying in space.
I'm gonna shoot that whiskey. I'm gonna put my cup down, and I'm just gonna go kind of awkwardly bundle her into a hug. The one-sided, like, come here, I don't really know what I'm doing here.
Yeah. She sinks to the floor and just, like, cries.
Yeah.
She cries and she cries. And then after a little while, she starts getting into the, like, crying, breathing thing where you're, like, it's like...
Yeah, you're
that
trying
thing,
to breathe.
Yeah.
Can't.
Roll for empathy,
Yeah.
Hazel.
Where's that one? There it is.
What's
That's not too bad. That's part of manipulation. That is 1 success.
1 success. Yeah, you give her a hug. And slowly she starts to calm down. And she begins wiping her eyes, and she, like, reaches into her pocket and pulls out a scrap of cloth and just blows her nose into it.
Yeah.
And she looks up at you, and she looks exhausted.
Yeah.
And she says, "Sorry, it's been a really, really long week."
Yeah. I definitely get it. This is your first long week, yeah? Like this, I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. Here, let me just... It never gets easier. I'm not good at this, kid. So I'm sorry, I'm not necessarily the one you want here, but it doesn't ever get easier, but you do learn how to deal with it. It always kind of sucks. You losing people. But that's why you've got people around you to lean on, right? You've got Nimble, you've got the Grafters, you've got me, even if I'm a little prickly sometimes. The best thing you can do is sleep when it doesn't want to make you cry your eyes out. Think about the happy things, right? I just lost a friend not too long ago, and shit, it hurts. I've known him since we were real young, and it's hard. And then I remember how much shit we'd be in if he were here. Kid always had 2 left feet.
What was his name?
His name is Briar. Briar. He was a good kid. Terrible at keeping secrets. Terrible at being quiet. Lucked into everything. And out of a lot of stuff, too.
It's so stupid.
What?
The pit was such a terrible, drab place, and
But it was home.
I miss it. And I miss Tuk Tuk, and I miss Pulse. And I don't even know how to feel about that, because she put a gun to my head, and I still don't understand what the hell was going on, and...
I don't know. Oh, shit. I don't know what to tell you about Pulse. I really don't. I wish I could give you an answer on why people do the harebrained things they do. I wish I had the answers for you. I really, really do. It'd make it so much easier. But I don't have answers. I don't know why. Don't know why. But I know that what you felt for her doesn't change. No matter what she did, you still cared for her. And that's okay. It's okay to love the wrong people sometimes. Come here. Just come here. I'm just gonna pull her in.
You hug her. And she cries a little bit more. And then her breathing slows. And you realize she's fallen asleep. She's fallen asleep. She's had a really, I just want to point out, because we've been playing this for a while, I tracked the number of sleeps that you guys have had. Since you left the pit with Tuk Tuk, you have rested 4 times.
Wow.
There have been 4 nights since then. Couple sleep, like there maybe give or take a couple sleepless ones.
Yeah.
But roughly a week ago, you were in the pit.
Jeepers.
A week ago.
That was like months ago.
Yeah.
I noticed them
Jesus.
hug, and I come over and just like tap her on the because I'm not quite good with physical affection.
No, so
Bro,
hang on.
did
You're
you
still
follow us?
in
Oh
security.
no, I thought I'm sorry. I can. So much was going
Hazel's
on
intention was to
that I
leave
forgot
alone.
that you guys did leave. I am so sorry. My brain was just like
No, we're good.
scrambled. I apologize, y'all.
No, we're good.
It's all good.
It's all air. It's all in spirit. I can sense.
I mean, we are. If you're in security,
Oka
you can
hugs the
see us.
robot.
Yeah, like
I was like, we
the
are
robot.
on camera, so you could just be having trauma responses with the robot.
Yes, I am
We
still
won't
having
know.
those very real trauma responses. Oh God, I'm so sorry.
Because, like, Jesus, it's been 24 hours. We have been attacked by robots, what, 3 times?
Yeah,
in
it's a lot.
24
3
I
times.
hours?
saw a man die who I was started to actually enjoy the
You saw a
company.
man die. A week ago, you were in the pit. In the past week, you have survived an attack from a paramilitary group. One of you tortured a man. That man then essentially sacrificed himself for y'all. You then saw your dad again. Had a whole big-ass weird drug trip. Yeah. Stopped the wormhole from being blown up and then went into space for the first time. Literally 1 week. Just 1 week.
Yeah.
You know, an average week. And you haven't slept since you've gotten on board this ship.
I start talking to the robot, as if the robot's talking back and like, oh, you
Oh no.
you sure were a lot to handle. I know I was a lot to handle, but you got me. You defeated me. It's like I sure did.
Is Oka still high?
No, she's not high. She's just losing it.
Okay.
I sure did. You really got me with that sword technique you did. I know I thought about it on the fly.
Kyler, this is going on behind you. What do you do?
Okay.
Yes.
Are you okay? Is someone processing right now?
Yeah, I'm just talking to Bruce.
Bruce.
I'm okay.
Yeah.
And what is Bruce saying?
Bruce is, we're just having a chat about the battle we just had. Really nice guy, actually, once you get to know him.
Oh.
From the far, far distance, you hear Dan go, "No, he fucking isn't."
Yeah, it's Bruce Metalstung.
Bruce Metal. Oh, so you've named it now. Okay, that's not. I'm sure this won't be a problem at all.
Yep. Kyler, I'm talking to a robot.
Yes?
I think I need some sleep.
Okay, this is good. The first step is admitting it, right?
Yeah, it's admitting it. You're going nuts, kiddo. Bruce, hush.
Well, this is growth. This is huge.
It's big. It's out of control. It's Bruce. Please stop. Jesus
Good
Christ.
God.
Is Josie still there?
Yeah, Josie's still there.
Okay, I go and I knock her headphones off.
Aggressive.
All right. As you knock it off, you can hear the screamo come out louder. And she turns and says, "Well, fucking excuse you."
Yes, please, excuse me. I have almost been turned into human sushi over the past hour or so, and you seem to have batted not nearly an eye.
Who the fuck are you?
I take one of the robo arms from, Oka,
From Bruce.
and I'm like, I'll give Bruce back, give me, just for a moment. And I wrest it from Oka's grasp, and I lay it across the terminal in front of Josie, and I say, "My name is Kyler Morgan Davies, and I am here to get this place running into ship-shop shape."
Ship-shop shape.
I said what I said.
Ship-shop shape.
Yes, I said what I said. And you see here, Josie, security. One might presume they maintain the safety of things.
I mean, maybe.
Maybe?
I mean, mostly I just sit.
Okay, but you don't see the issue with that. How old is Josie?
She's like 21, maybe. Just maybe 20.
How did you get this job?
Well, that's none of your business.
I mean, it's a little strange, someone so young being in charge of the security of an entire station where people have injured themselves quite frequently from the sounds of it. You do a lot of sitting, despite the fact that over my past first day here, my first day of onboarding, mind you, I've nearly been dismantled by a bunch of robo-arms, eaten by a bunch of little spider bots, and then subsequently almost carved up and exploded by Bruce here. And I wiggle the arm.
That kind of sounds more like an engineering issue.
No! It's a safety thing! The station is not safe! You are not secured! You have not secured it!
How close to hysteria is Kyler at this point?
I have 1 hit point left.
She looks at you and says, "All right, fair enough. What do you suggest I do?" We've got people walking out into space, robots going haywire, This whole ship's gonna be dismantled in a couple weeks. I mean, what am I supposed to do? I am one person. You make Captain's a fucking lunatic.
Yeah. Accurate.
I mean, what do you expect me to do? Go in and just start... What? Just beating up all the robots?
You can't beat us up, all of us. We're pretty strong. Bruce, please stop butting into conversations. I'm so sorry, Josie. Have you met Bruce?
Is that the kitchen robot?
Yes.
Yeah, artificial life form. Doesn't really like robot.
Wait, he's sentient? I thought it was just a robot.
No. He's sentient.
He looks pretty... Is that a sword sticking out of his eye? What the fuck happened?
That's what I'm saying, Josie. That's the problem. That you have to ask that.
It's a lot going on. 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 It's a lot going on.
It's a lot going on.
There's a lot going on.
My friend here, she is right. There's a lot going on. Josie,
Yeah.
are you a fan of murder podcasts?
I mean, hell yeah.
Kyler gets in very hushed tones and is like, well, then haven't you ever thought of doing some digging around here? All these secrets? There's got to be some sort of... Every corporation has a big, dark secret, right?
Wait. Are you suggesting that the people that walked into space were murdered?
What I'm suggesting, Josie, is that, we take a look at the security cam footage from 6 months ago. This date in particular, and I give her the date. I'm like, I'm doing just a little bit of research, and I could use some tapes pulled. It's not... I think that there have been grievous accidents that have happened, and someone may not want the corporation liable.
Huh.
A murder
Well,
most
yeah,
foul.
sure.
Stop it, Bruce. Please, for love of God.
I mean, yeah, I can pull up the video files. That's not a big deal. What do you want to see?
I need to take a look at the files from approximately 6 months ago, and I give her the date of the large cafeteria conflict, and then subsequently the tapes from the night before Salome walked.
Sure, yeah, give me a sec. She starts typing away on her terminal. Hazel, Nakiri is asleep.
Yeah.
What would you like to do?
Have we seen our bunk situation? Had I seen my bunk situation yet? Because I know the other two have.
No, you haven't. Your bunk situation is attached to security.
Is there a way in and out that isn't through the security room?
No.
Okay, I'm just gonna pick her up, hook a finger through my mug of now empty whiskey, and just carry her back to my bunk and just put it there because I don't know where hers is.
You do so. While you are, I will say you could possibly assume that her bunk is in the kitchens.
Yeah, I haven't slept in 24 hours.
All right, you just bring her to security. You walk in, and you see Josie typing on the terminal, Oka playing with a robot, and Kyler standing officiously over Josie.
Yeah, I'm just gonna try to like slide past them. You know,
Yeah.
So they don't have to see me walking in with this. Poor girl.
Josie doesn't notice at all. Are you trying to sneak past everyone else
Yeah.
as well? All right,
Yeah.
roll for infiltration, please.
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm gonna need observation checks from you, Kyler, and you, Oka. I think they're gonna be at -2 for both because y'all are playing with a robot and staring at computer screens respectively.
I do not succeed.
Okay.
That is 2 successes from me.
Yeah, with a -2, I literally had 1 die.
That is 1 success for me.
Okay. Hazel, you slide on past. Nobody looks at you.
Yeah.
And you open the door to the bunk. It is a clean, sparse, comfortable-looking bunk. Not overly luxurious, not crappy. It's just a normal, clean bunk. There's a potted plant in there.
How many beds are there?
There's one.
There's just one?
Yep.
So there's a bed for me and Josie.
There are actually more bunk rooms. It looks like they've mostly been converted into storage, but you find one that's pretty empty.
Any with bunk beds?
I'll roll on the Be Nice dice for that. That's a nat 20. Yeah, you find one with a bunk bed.
Yeah, I'll put her on the. I'll try to put her on the bottom bunk, and I'll be up on top. I'm
All
just
right.
gonna go to bed.
You just go straight to bed. All right.
Yeah, I'll send a little beep out. I'm going to bed.
All right. The two of you get pinged. Hazel sends you a little text comm saying that she's going to sleep. You do so, Hazel.
Bed. And I'm gonna do the parent older sibling sleep of like half asleep, half making sure she doesn't wake up in the middle of the night crying again.
You got it.
Yeah.
She's out.
Oh,
She's
yeah.
fucking.
Yeah.
She's 100% out. Exhaustion is the exhaustion is real with this one.
Yeah.
You go to sleep. After a moment, Josie hits a button, and a camera feed pops up on one of the many monitors, and she says, "All right, there you go. That's the one."
Josie, you are too cool for school. I get it. First of all, thank you. I should have
You're
led with
welcome.
that. I'm learning. Second of all, you're too cool for school. I get it. I do. But, like, something fishy is happening. You have the chance to be part of something big, Josie. All I'm saying is don't ever let that opportunity pass
The-
by.
Robot,
Get in the action. Get invested a little.
make a manipulation check with a -2,
Damn.
please. Actually, a -3.
Oh, pourquoi?
Not gonna tell you why.
All right, well, I'm going to push.
All right, push away.
That is 1 success on the push.
1 success. All right. She gives you a look, and she says, I like to keep my head down, you know, to stay out of trouble. But, look, if you think something's going on, I'll help you out.
Awesome. You seem really cool. What do you know about Nate?
Who, the kid?
Yeah. I mean, you're one to talk, but yeah.
He's fine, I guess. Quiet, keeps to himself. I mean, mostly he's just deals with the captain. I don't know. I guess I don't really think about him that much.
That is fair.
Is that mean? Is that a mean thing to say?
No.
Oka says no.
Yeah, it's just like I forget he's in the room, you know?
Yeah, it's really pushing my no killing limit.
Oh, cool. Good to know. Weird that you have one of those.
Yeah, doesn't everyone have one of those?
I mean, theoretically, yeah. Most people don't really get those approached.
Well, I was in a gang.
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah.
How did you get hired?
How did I get hired, Bruce? Uh-huh. That's none of her business. Well, that's rude.
Josie leans into you, Kyler, and goes, "Is she safe?"
Normally, yes. She's fine. She's just coping the way any of us would cope, by reflecting her stress and trauma onto the visage of the very thing that tried to murder her.
I think I'm gonna sleep here.
Cool, great. Yeah, definitely cool by me. Not a problem at all.
She begins to nod off. On top of the robot.
All right, Ogre falls asleep on the robot. Josie looks askance at you and then turns around to Kyler and is like, "Okay,
Don't worry, Josie. We're the best they've got. And I popped that fucking feed, baby. I popped that feed. What's that feed?
All right. So you look at the feed. The feed, unfortunately, does not have audio. But you're looking at the kitchen. You're seeing Richard standing there. He walks into the room from the door to the hallway. And you see that Dan is sitting there watching some sort of show on his little device. And Dan walks in and says something, gestures, and you see the robot actually swing into action, start cutting and chopping things. A moment later, Salome comes in, and the two of them round the corner, and the feed switches to a back camera. And you see them, it seems like they're talking secretively. And after a moment, Handler leans in and kisses Salome. And they talk a little more, and she reaches into her pocket and hands something to him. And he takes it and he pockets it. And then through the back doors, Sasha bursts in with a mostly empty bottle of liquor in hand. And you see him yelling at Dan, who points to the back, and he goes back, confronts the three of them, and they begin shouting. And he pushes Handler, who sort of shoves him off, and Sasha's gesticulating wildly between the two of them, and then turns away as the two of them start yelling. And he turns back and he takes a swing at Handler with the bottle and misses entirely. And Handler just puts him out, like sweeps the legs, hits him in his jaw, and he goes down. And there's a little bit of a tussle. And Salome pulls Handler off. Make an observation check, please.
Oh, shite. I'm no good at these. Let's see. Okay. I mean, I gotta push. This feels important. Okay. All right, that is one success with a push.
One success. In the scuffle, you see something slip out of Handler's pocket, and get kicked. And it slides along the floor and then under the ovens. The fight continues until it's broken up. They're pulled off from each other. Both of them have gotten a couple blows in, but Handler A is not super drunk, and B seems like he can handle himself really well. Surprisingly well. For someone who's just a cook. Like, he fights like someone who knows how to fight. And he was obviously showing restraint. They're pulled apart, and they go their separate ways. The feed continues. You see Dan talking with Richard. Richard throws up his hands, walks into his bunk. And nothing of interest happens after that.
Okay. Kyler marks down and clocks the pocketed trinket that got kicked under the ovens. He doesn't say anything just yet. And Josie, if you could do one more thing for me, could you find me this particular date? And he shows her the date in question, the day before Salome's death, when she was talking to Atherton, or the night of her death.
Of course. She scopes through, and after a moment, she pulls up the video. In it, you see... I'm going to have you make another observation check, actually, to begin. Please.
Okay. Do I get any bonuses? Because this time I'm, like, looking for tiny stuff.
I'll give you a +2 bonus.
Oh, thank Jabus.
So generous.
I will push. That is, again, 1 success.
1 success. Okay. You see the footage of the kitchen. Dan is yet again sitting in his seat, watching his shows. It's late. You see the timestamp. It's around 11 p.m. And after a bit, he hits the button on his device and the screen goes dark. And he gets up and heads toward his bunk. You can see the door to his bunk does not close. After a moment, a couple of minutes, you see a figure that you haven't seen before step into frame. It's an android, mostly human, with smooth golden skin and long, sort of slightly too long, highly delicate fingers. Its limbs are slightly too long. There's something very uncanny about it. It's wearing clothes, a jumpsuit that is too short for its long, slender legs and arms. And it walks up to the dormant cooking robot and just begins idly examining it. There's a sort of curiosity there. It's impossible to read its face, but you can see just a casual examination. And after a moment, the door opens, and you see a young woman, the same as before, Salome, stick her head in. She looks distraught and exhausted. She looks like she's been grieving hard for a little while. And she walks up to Atherton, and she spins the AI around and begins pointing a finger in their face. And you can tell she's not yelling. It seems like she's being accusatory but quiet about it. Atherton puts up their hands in supplication and tries to extricate themselves, but she follows, grabbing at Atherton's suit. And Atherton stops and turns, puts their fingers together, and talks with her. Calmly, sedately. And you see something in her face, something that looks like hope. And after a moment, Atherton walks away, and she follows. You see one more thing. You see, in the corner of the frame, tucked behind a set of cooking racks, almost imperceptible, you see a foot, shoed. Looks like a nice pair of shoes, maybe Oxfords, maybe wingtips, hard to tell, sort of a maroon color. As if someone is standing there, listening.
These are nice shoes?
Nice shoes.
Do they move at all?
No. Not for a long while. And then they slip away out of camera. You don't see the person.
Okay. I say to Josie, is there any way that you can track Salome? Where does she go next? Or Atherton, either one of them. Is there a way that we can track them through this night's footage?
Yeah, let me see. She starts typing. You follow her. She and Atherton split. Atherton goes back to R&D. And sits down in a chair, plugs themselves in, and seems to go into sleep mode. You see her walk back to engineering. And Sasha is sitting in engineering, drinking. She walks in, and they exchange a couple of curt words. She goes to her bunk. She sits. She waits. She seems nervous, as if there's something that she's waiting for. She keeps checking her watch. Most of an hour goes by, and then she gets up, carefully creeps out. Sasha's now asleep, having drunk himself asleep. He's unconscious. She sneaks past him outside. She walks. The footage blinks for a second, as if there was some sort of disturbance. And then you track along. You see her entering the corridor where the airlock is. She walks up to it. The camera's, there's something going on. It's a little glitchy, as if there's some sort of electrical disturbance, or it's heavily artifacted, but it's her. You know it's her. She walks up. She looks at the camera. She walks out into the airlock, presses a button, and disappears into space.
Just like no spacesuit, just walks straight out.
Walks straight out.
Cool.
Yeah, I don't really like seeing that. I don't really like looking at these.
No, I know,
Kinda
me
bleak.
neither. But you see this here, and I like do sort of scrub back to where the electrical interference and the artifacting is happening. I'm like, I have just 2 more things, Josie, that we need. I could use your help with. One,
Sure, yeah.
is there a way to see what this is? What's happening here? It looks like there's some sort of electrical interference or something. Like, is there a way to check for power surges on that day and time?
I mean, not in security. You could check engineering, I suppose, but I don't know, you know? It's a little outside of my purview.
Okay, this might be more in line with what you have access over then. Whenever someone uses their user ID to log a command or a piece of code, theoretically, there should be some sort of system that allows us to see where that code was entered, like where on the ship.
Yeah, sure, absolutely. I mean, usually, yeah.
I'm wondering if you couldn't bring up a log for me of where Nate has been using his user ID, and the rest of the crew as well.
Sure, yeah, absolutely. Give me a sec. She starts typing away. After a moment, a log pops up. You see, for each individual person, there's a sort of like a 3D model of the ship, and she enters a name. You see her, and her ping basically is just in security. You see the captain, and his ping is random, but seems to be consistent with someone who wanders the halls randomly.
Scarring people with his
cryptic bullshit. And weird, creepy talk of sandwiches. You see Sasha's. You can trace a pattern leading up to that fateful spacewalk. And then she gets to Nate's. And first, you get a ping at the robot, at the terminal in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
And then you get a ping in the hallway. And then you get another ping, and another ping, and another ping, and another ping. And soon, a huge chunk of the ship, basically the entire old ship, is being pinged.
Is this happening right now?
No, this is sort of
Okay.
going back in time.
Okay. Cool.
It's everywhere. And sometimes multiple places at once. Josie turns to you and says, "Does this mean anything to you?"
Not yet, but I think it will. So his ID is logged in like every corner of this ship. And there are instances where it's used twice in 2 separate places at once.
Correct.
Can you show me? Because I'm trying to remember from my notes, I remember there was something weird with the robot when Oka interfaced with the panel, how it you said it seemed like the code kept pinging back and forth, like the command to shut down was being bounced back or something.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me?
You want to see where that was being generated?
Yes.
It was being generated at that terminal.
As if Nate or whomever was using this ID would have had to have been at the same terminal as Oka.
Yep.
One sec. That's a note, baby. That's a note if I've ever heard one.
So, just to clarify, when Oka was interfacing with the panel in the hallway, Nate's code was pinging even though it wasn't him interfacing with it.
Yep.
As if someone would have had to physically been there with Oka, like punching it in or using that same terminal.
Mm-hmm.
Can you show me? Did Atherton have a user ID, Josie?
Yeah, of course. Of course. What would do you want to see his?
Please, yes.
Sure. Atherton's logs they go right up until Atherton walked. And the final one you see is Atherton pinging against the airlock. And you see Atherton interacting with admin. A lot of R&D. Mostly R&D. There's really only one thing that seems out of place.
What's that?
There was one night where Atherton's ID was pinged in the old R&D section.
I like, as the pings are cycling through, I'm like, hold right there. As I see it stop in the old R&D. Can you bring up the log for what that was?
Sure, yeah. She types in, and it pops up. It was a door open entry code. She looks and she says, it's funny. There's actually another code there as well.
Oh?
She types it in, and another ping hits there. It's Richard Handler.
His ID is there?
At the same time?
Close enough. Maybe about a 5-minute difference.
Okay. All right. I look at Oka sleeping on the ground, and I'm like, Josie, I have to get her to a bunk. Could you send me Richard Handler's user log and any sort of information we have filed on this cook of ours?
Of course.
The secondary piece of code, it was also a door open?
Yeah. Handler's was first. About 10 minutes later, it seems like Atherton went in. There are no cameras in there. Unfortunately, everything's basically shut down. So I can't scrub footage. But, I mean, I don't know. I hope this helps. Is there anything else you'd like to see? Anything else you'd like to look at while I got this up?
God, there's so much. I know these aren't easy to watch, but it feels like we'd be missing key things if we didn't. Can you show me Handler's and Atherton's walk in like the hour leading up to?
There's actually no footage of Handler's walk. I don't know. I think it was corrupted or something. But yeah, hang on. She types it. And a moment later, you see the hallway. And you see Atherton walk along, stare up at the camera, interface with the terminal. The door opens. Atherton steps through. The door shuts. The other door's open. And you see Atherton's body float out and disappear to the right.
Their body floats out and disappears to the right. Did they still look active as they were floating in space?
Difficult to tell. Seems that way, though. They were moving.
AI, they can withstand some pretty intense environments, no? Are we sure Atherton is gone?
Well, I mean, the laser turrets are sort of a thing.
Certainly, that's presuming that they get far away enough from the station to be identified as debris, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I suppose.
Oka!
What?
Do you want to see anything?
Nightmare about Sasha leaving out and dying. And I wake up in a sweat. What?
Do you have anything you want to see on the cameras?
What'd you say?
Do you have anything you want to see on the
Cameras. Oh yeah. Who closed the door behind Sasha and myself probably would be good.
I thought Hazel said that was Nate.
She taps back through and pulls up footage. And you see that same sort of weird glitching artifact that you saw previously. And you see Nate walk up. He looks up at the camera. And he interfaces with the terminal. And you see the open door beginning to close. And he walks away.
Alright. Well, now it's confirmed for sure.
Okay. You can go back to bed. I didn't mean to wake you up. I just wanted to see.
I guess we should take care of that, but can we do that after we sleep? Or is it dire? It's probably dire, because more people might die, I guess.
You should sleep. We'll sleep on it.
Yeah, you sleep on the murder.
Okay.
Hey, I'm already sleeping on it. So
Oh yeah, you're sleeping on it.
you know,
It's
we
like,
got this.
Kyler, do you need anything else? I just like...
No, you should sleep.
Okay.
Do you?
I'm nothing. Good night.
Good night. Hey, what do you know about Sarah, Josie?
Who the hell's Sarah?
My thoughts exactly, right?
Who's Sarah?
It's what everyone wants to know, isn't it?
What? Do they? Who's everyone?
Me. For one.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know a Sarah.
Well, there we go. Could you check the logs? Just see if, like, a Sarah pops on up, or...
Sure. She checks the logs. Nothing.
Okay. Tight. How about, Dalian? Can we see where Dalian's been using his user stuff?
Oh, yeah, sure. Absolutely. You see a couple things. You see Dalian mostly hangs out in R&D. He is very much R&D central. But every now and then, you see his user code go into the old R&D section. The most recent of which seems to be, well, about 5 minutes ago.
And in time, this would be after robot attack, right? Like, we had already finished that 5 minutes ago?
Yep, you'd finished that 5 minutes ago.
Can you see what that command is right there, Josie? It's a little unusual.
Sure. She pulls it up. It's a door code.
Son of a bitch. I'm gonna hurry to the door.
Okay. So you're going to old
Send
R&D?
me Dalian's stuff and Handler's stuff, please. Okay, I'm going to R&D. You should sleep.
What?
Sleep tight. I'm just gonna go take a peek.
Okay.
And I try
right.
to sneakily, I hurry and then try to sneakily stop when I get closer to old R&D and just peek around the corner.
All right. You do so. You peek around the corner, and you see that the door is open.
Fuck me. I'm like, okay, you're up, little buddy. And I activate my cicada drone.
You do so. You activate your little cicada drone, and after a moment, its feed activates, and you are in control. Where would you like it to go?
Just in front of the old R&D door, and I turn on like high visibility. Like I crank up that ISO, baby.
All right, you crank up the ISO. The hallway blows out.
Okay, I mitigate that. I tone it back down. I'm just trying to get good low light, so when we get into R&D.
Yeah, so it will have to go inside the R&D room in order to be able to not be blown out by the lights in the hallway.
I send it inwards.
You do so. You see a feed of the old R&D room, and you hear some noises coming from the back. Sounds like quiet clanking and rustling.
I'll send the drone closer to investigate. It's back and around that little bend where I found the ring in the cracked power crystal, right?
Yep.
Thought so.
You come around, the little drone comes around, and you see Dalian sifting through bits of mechanical pieces, talking quietly to himself in Jacani.
I record. I smash that record button.
You do. You do so. And he goes through, he's looking, and then he pauses for a second and turns and looks directly at the little cicada. And his head sort of turns on the side, cocks ahead, and he says something in Jacani and reaches out a delicate hand toward the cicada.
Away. Like, as soon as I think he's clocked that it's me, like, I'm like pulling it back.
It zips back, and you get through flashes of the camera that he is following.
Oh, I try to make it zip back as fast as it can as I start, like... Oh, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to... Are there vents in the hallway outside of R&D?
There are.
I'm going to have it go fly into a vent as I try to, like... Yep. I'm going to hunker down still around the corner.
So you look as it goes into the vent and peeks out, and you see him step out into the light, and he stops, cocks his head, and then turns to look at the vent and peers inside, and you see his alien face in your camera.
Ooh.
Staring at it. And he says, Soja, ada, Tahamakiske. And he reaches up one of the metallic arms, which deftly unscrews the grate and pulls
it.
It retreats further back. There's a corner, and he stares at it and then shrugs and then turns and starts walking toward you around the corner.
I stand up and try to, like, intercept him as if I've been walking. I'm like, oh, hey!
Oh. You are up late.
Robot attack. You know, had to do some paperwork, file the incident report with security.
A robot attack, another one.
Another one, right?
Interesting.
Isn't it, though?
Well, you'd best be safe.
Thank you. Yes, we're taking precautions. We're here to get this thing in shop shape, you know? That's the whole idea. So, we're gonna get this sorted out, Dalian. You and I just know it.
He nods and says, well, good night.
Sleep tight. Don't let the proverbial bedbugs bite.
I find there are a little bit more insectial drones than bedbugs on this ship.
Okay, don't let the spider bots bite. Thank you for that, Dalian. Thank you.
Spider bots. Yes. Nothing more. He turns and walks away from you.
That ain't ominous or anything. Regardless, our heroes have lived to fight another day. But who exactly are they fighting? Where'd Nate get off to? Is Oka gonna be okay? Well, you best stick around, because you're gonna find out next time on Astronautica.
Hey everybody, Matt here, your friendly neighborhood GM. I just wanted to take a moment and thank you all so much for listening to our podcast. We have a ton of fun making it, and I hope you have as much fun listening to it because it's great. If you like our show and want to support us, please check us out on Patreon, where for as little as $1, you can help us keep this going. Also, I just wanted to take a moment to thank my wonderful players, Ian Mutiner, Benjamin Timothy Jenkins, and Lauren Alice Dinney. They are wonderful and they ruin all my plans, and I literally could not do this without them, so I am eternally grateful. I also wanted to take a moment to thank Kirsty Jorgensen, who designed our awesome logo, and also to thank Harrison Campion, who is my musical partner in crime. Anytime you hear a sick bass lick, that's Harrison. He's pretty great, and he's far more talented than I am, so I'm happy to have him around. I also want to take a moment just to thank my wife, Angie Feek, for all of her love and support, and for her continued input in the story. She's already made it so much better, and I'm super grateful. And finally, thank you to EJ Schumacher and Lauren Pratt, our first two ever Patreon supporters. We're so grateful. Seriously, there's a lot of cool stuff. Get in on that. There's unedited shows where you can see how much we don't know what we're doing. You get all of the music from the shows. So if you just want to like listen to some sci-fi ambient stuff, there will be one-shots that we run, and it might not be me. It could be Ian or Ben or Lauren, any of us doing this. So there's a lot of really great content for you to check out. Go over to our Patreon, check it out. And finally, thank you all so much for listening. You guys are great. Stick around. There's a lot of fun stuff coming up.